and you jump on this today. That's the deal. And this is how you follow the thread to the end. How you go through the labyrinth and you crawl through the tiny spaces and are buffeted by wind and rain falls on you, but you plunge on, you know. And at some point you're going to find yourself, you'll just stop somewhere, like, you know, maybe in the middle of Manhattan, you know, and you'll just look around and you'll go, my God, this is so beautiful. Because perception is a function, and it turns on, and suddenly you'll actually be perceiving how beautiful it all is. You know, or you'll hear children playing in a playground, and you'll be listening and going, my God, I just never heard that before. And it means you're getting well. And you'll find yourself loving. And love is a function, you know, and it means you're getting well. You know, I'll tell you a little story. I manifested a new car. You know, I've heard a lot of people say, I have a new car and I don't want to put a bumper sticker on my car. You know, me too. I actually had that thought when I got a new car. Well, I manifested a new car. You know, actually, I actually manifested it. Franny manifested it, if you want to know the truth. But I manifested it. You know, because I drive it a lot, so I must have manifested it. And that's what I mostly drive, is that new car. And it's a Scion. And immediately I drove it home, and it immediately got a flat tire. You know, it was like the tires weren't flat, but there was a leak. You know, it shows you on the panel. There's a little light that goes on. So I took it back to the service, and 2 of the tires had nails in them. I mean, my first week out with my new car, you know. So then I was driving on the expressway, and I'm getting off on the off-ramp, and this woman is staring at my car. And I went like, oh no, you know, what's wrong with it now? You know, I just got the tires fixed. You know, this car is like, you know, is there some awful like grease spot, or is one of my tires flat or something? Because you might be able to drive it and you wouldn't even know, you know. She was reading the bumper sticker, and I realized something about these bumper stickers. There is no other bumper sticker in the world that tells people that people cure things, which is essentially, you know, when you say 42,000 cures, what is that saying? You know, people cure things. And I realized that, I mean, I was thinking like she's going to have an accident or something. You know, she's going this way, and she's looking at this out her side window, like staring at the side of my car. She was next to me, and I said, my God, you know, the bumper stickers this is the most important bumper sticker in the world. And it won't be if Newsweek ever gets functional enough, you know, but right now it is. And see, that's the question, is that we're in this world full of dysfunctional people. And meanwhile, we care about them, we love them, and the weller you get, the more you care about them, and the more you love them. And they're little guys, and even though, you know that they're, you know, maybe not even capable of hearing it, you want to tell them. And, you know, let me put it this way. In Africa, there's a girl. She's 8 years old. Lives in a little village not far from the ocean. And you and I don't know her, but we can imagine her. You know, she's got a little dog she adopted, and that little dog's crazy about her. Little dog adopted her, actually. And her dad works in the vegetable garden in the daytime, and she's going to die. She's going to die of something that she could cure. if she, like maybe HIV, if she knew she could kill the virus. But she doesn't know. And, you know, if you're like the other 3,000 people who came in here and joined the Cure Drive, you aren't powerful enough to get that information to her, at least maybe not today, you know, and I haven't been either. So the question is, what can we do right now? Because you know what, this bumper sticker is not going to get the information to her, okay? It may get the information to a bunch of people on the highway, and you know, the woman in the car behind you may, I mean, she's got terminal cancer, so if she cures it, if she may cure it, you know, and if she does, then hey, you know, thank God, right? But this little girl, she is helpless, and she is headed for the falls in a canoe without a paddle. So what can we do? And what I say we can do, you and I, is that we can join hands. You and me and the other people in the Cure Drive, we can join hands. And we can put our immune systems together. Why do you think everybody succeeds on the Cure Show? They're with us. Immune systems merge when you're with other people who are immune, or just like, by the way, when you're on the highway, like when I was on the highway with this bumper sticker and this woman was looking, my immune system merged with hers and hers with mine, and I was nurtured by that. I will say, you know, that that's something, anyone can nurture you. You know, that nice little group of people in the Cure Show, on the Cure Show page, that got together, and none of them had ever heard of it before, but they just all started doing it because their friend who couldn't do it said, I can't do this, come help me. And they showed up to help him. And he started doing it. They were all doing it, and he still wasn't doing it. It was really funny. You got to listen to this one. It's a good show, you know. It's funny. But anyway, we join hands. We put our immune systems together, and we become functional together. We become functional enough to manifest her, this girl, and every other girl in the world, and every other person, helpless person in the world, finding out. Because compassion is a function. It turns on when you get well. And love is a function, and it's turning on for you right now. And those are all signals that you're getting well. And you need to stop. And boy, let me tell you something, baby. You need to give yourself credit for that power and take responsibility for the curing that you've already done. Even if you've only had one little tiny good feeling and you still have all your symptoms and you're just a little schlepper, you need to give yourself credit for that tiny speck, that grain of power that you experienced once, and then you couldn't do it again, or whatever. You may be really in trouble, but you need to give yourself credit. And when you find yourself doing that naturally, when you find yourself stopping and saying, wow, the world is my oyster, that's a signal. That means that you're coming through. And maybe it's the last signal you're going to hear about in this particular movie. That means you're coming through to being a real human being.